Hi everybody, Kat here. Welcome to the channel. Hope you're having a great day. It is Sunday morning and a hot and steamy one here in southern Ontario. We're going to be about 34 Celsius with humidex feeling like 40 Celsius. For my American friends, that's about 104 Fahrenheit. So hot and steamy. But don't worry. It's not global warming. It's not Donald Trump. It's not climate change. It's summer in southern Ontario. We're all going to be okay. So let's get on with what I've got for you today. And as I've said for a long time, I've said Harry and Meghan, I've described them as useful idiots in context to what I see as their wider role within this whole thing, which I have outlined through various videos. You know, not only are they using and exploiting everyone and everything they come into contact with, they're being used too. They're being used too. You know, Harry has managed to, because of who he is, has slid into the position of spokesperson for, what have we got? Better Up, online safety, the Parents Network, veterans' mental health, sustainable travel, conservation, messaging his base. Really, Harry's role hasn't changed since he's left the royal family. Only his status on the world stage. He's now a lowly ex-royal. But think about it. He's more able to generate behind the scenes. A lot of what he's been involved in has been hidden. The damage to free speech, trying to, he is a government disturber. He really is. Now, here we go. For his handlers, and he has handlers. For his handlers, it was easier to run him while he operated behind the scenes. Secret Agent Sussex. As I said yesterday, I believe we're in the midst of what I have been calling the watershed. Secrets revealed. Harry's a patsy. Do you know what a patsy is? And a telltale sign that he's a patsy, well, the one big thing, this whole visa debacle. The Heritage Foundation's been fighting for years for the government to release the details of his visa, but they won't. The three-letter agencies, in my opinion, have assisted with suppressing details of Harry's visa. They don't want you to know the private deal they made with Secret Agent Sussex. We know he's been getting funded by the U.S. government indirectly, through the USAID scheme that through Doge was uncovered. There's Better Up. We know Centibelli and Invictus have been used to slush funds by the Sussexes. And I'm convinced that the Crown, his father, perhaps even the British government, have been supporting him. He is, after all, still doing the work of the agenda. He is, man. And you look at Meghan. Oh my gosh. We know Meghan Markle isn't even a real person. She's not who she says she is. She's a composite. Look that one up. In my opinion, and I've said this before, she was brought in as a child. I believe this hypothesis of mine has been confirmed by the realization that every picture, every story about her, going back to her earliest years, has been manipulated. There's nothing about her that's real. Major tell for spotting a patsy? Spotting a conspiracy? We know that Harry and Meghan were a psyop, an operation for a wider operation to damage, even bring down the monarchy. I've said it many, many times. I've described it as one big game of Risk. Everyone has a role to play. It's a round-robin tournament, winner takes all. Who are the players? Well, World Health Organization, the World Bank, the U.S. Deep State, the World Court in The Hague, the IMF, the European Union, the Vatican, the royal family. Just some of the names of those that we see at the top. There are others above that, hidden hands that we don't see, orchestrating it all. So if I'm right, why destroy the royal family? Indeed, they're all in with the World Economic Forum. They're on board. They're faithful acolytes. Charles is one of the 3 founding members of this globalist scheme. And in the globalist scheme of things, the royal family is a huge player, encompassing 1/3 of the world's land, 1/3 of the population, 2.7 billion people on this earth are members of the Commonwealth, subjects of the monarch. If the monarchy could be struck down, that's 1/3 of the earth population to be scooped up and brought under true globalist control. The globalists who all at one time worked together for this common goal to further the agenda. Well, now we've got a situation where the older globalists, Klaus Schwab, Soros, even the king, the OGs of the globalist agenda, are being replaced by a younger, more fierce group. They're more competitive. They're out for power. They're in for the kill. All in global control is the only thing left, and the game has ramped up. Now, as long as Harry and Meghan can be a thorn in the side of the monarchy, they'll be kept afloat. But if things get too hot, the visa, the Democrat scandal, Meghan's past, they'll be taken care of. That's what's done with patsies. If Harry and Meghan were astute at all, they'd be worried. Because once William cuts them off, cuts them loose, exiles them, they'll be totally exposed. It's not looking good for Harry and Meghan, in my opinion. Hope you enjoyed this. Like, subscribe, leave me a comment. I want to know what you think about all of this. And we'll see you in the next one. Take care, everybody. Bye for now.